Welcome back, where today we're talking the future of Battlefield 2042, what we know, what we can confidently speculate, and what we can completely guess about in terms of its future in the coming weeks and in the coming months and up to a year. I think now is a pretty good time to look at the future of this game because we're coming towards, the wrap-up of Season 5 in a couple of weeks' time, coming to the end of the first event of Season 5 and what we're assuming is the only event because there's usually one per season, the arrival of 5.2 and then obviously moving over to Season 6 because Season 6 is confirmed. First of all, let's start with the event that's just passed. I think it was pretty solid, but on a couple of fronts it falls a little bit flat for me. One of those is the vehicle count I still felt was too high throughout, and some of the map choices like Reclaimed didn't really hit the mark for me in terms of layout and in terms of size. That being said, Valparaiso, Orbital, and Arica Harbor were all very enjoyable, especially dragging me to different parts of the map like the main runway on Orbital, which doesn't really see much action in Conquest, and the lighthouse in Valparaiso that also doesn't see too much action because, it's a bit of a secluded part of the map. Having an objective on those points on the map in control is a great way of getting players to experiment with those and maybe encourage some play in normal game modes like Conquest and in Portal. And even if it doesn't, it's a good way to get people to experience those part of the maps and appreciate them. By the end, the event was very fun, having an escalating conflict that starts with maybe 4 or 5 objectives, coming down to just the one, with teams circling in on each other throughout and coming to a final clash. That is a great idea and it's executed very well. What I wasn't so sure on was the cosmetics, and I really wasn't playing for the cosmetics to unlock them. With the last couple of events, the modes have gotten a little bit dry in the second week, but I pushed on just to get the cosmetics because I did quite like the free ones. With this one though, I didn't like the cosmetics at all, but I really liked the mode by the end of it, so I was pushing on to play more of the mode and inadvertently unlocking the cosmetics along the way, even though I didn't really like them that much. I'm never going to say no to free cosmetics, of course, but yeah, I wasn't really playing to earn those. That wasn't really an incentive to me because I didn't really like the art direction with them, apart from some of the gun skins, but we only got a couple of those on the free tier of the mode. With that little retrospective out the way, let's get on to the future in the coming weeks, and what I suspect, I'm going to go out on a limb here and say maybe next week might be update 5.2. DICE are now on holiday and hopefully all the preparations for 5.2 are done, meaning it can go out at the soonest possible moment, hopefully next week. If this is so, we should get patch notes on Thursday or Friday this week, maybe Saturday, Sunday, Monday at the latest. I've thrown a lot of dates out there, but hopefully Thursday, Friday this week to get us prepared for 5.2 next week. That's going to bring us the Hourglass rework, which I'm hoping is incredibly substantial in terms of how it plays, because it's been a long time coming and it really needs to hit properly here. We're in a bit of a fatigue with 2042. I've seen a lot of players, including myself, say we're a little tired of playing and took a little break. We're back now, at least most of us are, and we're looking towards new content. And I haven't played OG Hourglass very much recently, and even if I had, the rework is hopefully going to feel like a completely new map, and hopefully it's going to come back and bring some players back at least for a short time. Coming along with that is obviously the squad orders system along with some more vault weapons. I think it might be SMGs getting a pass this time round. I can't quite remember. But yeah, those are all coming along. I think squad orders will be cool. They'll give us some more incentives to work as a team. But to see the ramifications of that actually in-game, we're going to have to wait, obviously, until that update arrives. Maybe it'll improve team play and squad play. Maybe people will just keep doing whatever they want to keep doing. But overall, 5.2 has got to be something strong to bring people back. I'm very interested in the stealth changes and these smaller changes from the update. Those always intrigue me in what is being adjusted. And overall, in newer updates, that list is getting shorter and shorter. But hopefully 5.2 is a fairly big one with lots of little changes to improve quality of life, because there are still a couple of bugs plaguing the game. But we can look further than the Hourglass rework and 5.2, because in our not too distant future comes late August. I'm hoping I'll be around for the launch of Season 6. It's possible I'm going to be at a festival here in the UK and won't be able to cover it as it goes, but hopefully if the stars align and it's on the right date, which it should be if my mental maths works, I should be able to cover it. But if I'm not, I hope everyone enjoys that. But what is actually to come in Season 6? Well, I think my gut tells me this will be the last, substantial season, possibly. I really hope it's not, but I could definitely see DICE winding down support coming into the end of the year. 2042 has actually had quite a long life in terms of Battlefield life cycles. I think Battlefield 1's has been fairly similar. Battlefield 5's was obviously cut fairly short, and it was really on live support for the last couple of months of its life cycle. 2042 has been fairly strong in terms of, consistency of content. There just hasn't been reams of it, and to me that's okay. I've still been satisfied with the game, but I could definitely see coming into 2024 and a new Battlefield being in the works. Content could wind down in Season 7, alright? I do believe we are going to get Season 7 and 8, but what's actually going to be in those seasons, I'm not too sure. It could be less than what we're getting now, and I know a lot of people might not be happy about that, but it's just the way this is going to go, I think. I'm hoping to be wrong though. It'd be great to have Season 7 and 8 with, loads of new gadgets, weapons, vehicles and maps, but we'll have to wait and see. Of course, new cosmetics will keep being pumped out into the store. I'm completely fine with that. If anything, more people buying cosmetics supports the game more, and I'm sure some of the game's invigoration into further seasons like 5 and 6 are because of people buying stuff in store. People say don't buy microtransactions. I do stand by that, but I'm not sure if we would have gotten the support we have with 2042 without it. Before we get onto the bleak topic of the next Battlefield and leaving 2042, which isn't going to happen for quite a while, I think, so you can hold your horses on that one. But I do want to just talk about Season 6, because in the previous Skate leak from the last Skate playtest, Insider Gaming reported some screenshots, and one of those was from an unreleased 2042 map, it seems, that people were playtesting. That kind of came with no context, but it does have the 2042 UI and a few assets that are recognizable in there, but it's definitely not a map that's in the game, and this could be the Season 6 map. I'm not going to link it or show it here because I don't want to get striked by EA, but you can probably go and find it if you really want to. But overall, that map looks pretty great. It seems more urban with buildings, and I love that. The buildings look like, something inspired by Battlefield 4 DLC maps, which is great. And I think if it is focused on urban combat, that is something that people are really missing in this game, and it'd be nice to have the last couple of maps for 2042 in terms of DLC and extra content be those urban maps people are craving, because we have enough of the big natural open spaces. Give us some tight, packed urban firefights, and I'll be very happy, along with a lot of the other player base. And of course, I've got to touch on the next Battlefield because it's inevitable. Another game will always come out. I would say late 2024 at the earliest for this title. The dev cycle is actually fairly, taking its time in terms of Battlefield. There's a decent gap between 5 and 2042. So maybe 2025 we could see the next Battlefield game. Reveal maybe next year. Who knows? I'll be around to watch all the leak chaos unfold like we did with 2042, but all I'm really hoping for is to stick with a modern futuristic setting, double down on the militaristic cosmetics, make everything look very grounded. I would love that. Have reams of weapons and maps at launch. That would be the dream. And I think it's confirmed we are getting a campaign, which is very, very good. So my expectations aren't really set yet. I don't think I will set them until I see the reveal trailer for the next title, because it's always good to temper your expectations a little bit, but I am excited for what comes next in Battlefield. I am enjoying 2042, but at this point, we've been playing the game for almost 2 years, and I'll be here to see everything that 2042 has left to throw at us, and eagerly awaiting the next batch of content always, like I always am. But on top of that, I'm looking forward to whatever the franchise holds in the future, hopefully bigger and better than 2042, even though I have loved this game. I'm sure there are areas of improvement that I myself have pointed out and other creators have pointed out, and I'm sure the next one has the potential to be a very big banger. Anyway, thank you all for watching. I hope you did enjoy. If you've got any expectations for the future of 2042, what do you think will happen? I'd love to hear it in the comments below. If you want to come and talk to me or anybody else that loves this game, head over to the No Salt Discord. The link will be in the description, and I hope to see you in the next one.